Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Eric. I am going to take you through this topic, length, and for this lesson you want to look at perimeter of a rectangle. So we want to start by looking at what perimeter is, and then we will see how then do we find the perimeter of a rectangle. So how do you find the perimeter of a rectangle? So we have a few questions to help us with practicing on how we find the perimeter of a rectangle, and of course at the end of the lesson, we'll be giving you some questions in the form of assignment to help you practice on what we are going to discuss through this lesson. So what does it mean when you talk about perimeter? So perimeter simply means the total length of the boundaries of a given figure, plane figure. So it could also be described as the distance all around a figure. So if you have a figure like the one we have displayed on the screen, so if you have a figure like this one here, you're simply finding out what is the length of all the boundaries, you see, all this. See? So it's basically the distance all around the figure. So we will find this length here, this length, this length, this length. So this is based on certain characteristics of a rectangle, in the sense one of the characteristics main is that opposite sides are the same. So this is also 5 centimeters. Because somebody is going to ask, how are we going to find these other sides that are not given? For example, we are saying that we need to find the distances, all of them, this side added to the other side, this side, but now others are not given. So this one here is 3 centimeters. As indicated, it means the other side is also 3 centimeters. So opposite sides of a rectangle are supposed to be equal. Each of the interior angles 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Each of the interior angles is 90 degrees each. So you need to have those facts right about special features of a rectangle. So that is how you're going to get the other lengths. So that if you have to find the total distance all around this figure, then you simply sum them up. So perimeter is just length. Remember, we're talking about is the total length of all the boundaries of that figure. So perimeter is length, and therefore the SI unit of perimeter is equally the meter, as we have discussed previously in our previous videos. So we want to see how then do you find. So like for example here, the perimeter would be 3, you add to 5, you add to 3, you add to 5. So this 3, you add to the other one. Remember, it's just distance all around. So this is going to give us 8 plus 8, which then makes the perimeter to be what? 16 centimeters. That is the distance all around this figure here. You see, 16 centimeters. So in general, we have this formula used. So if you have the length and the breadth or the width, then you can always use this formula. Instead of adding the dimensions, literally, you can use this formula here. Like in the case of the previous example we had. So the previous example, we had this length as 5 centimeters and the width was 3 centimeters. So instead of adding all of them to arrive at that answer 16, you can use this formula here. So how does it apply? So we have the perimeter is given by twice into length plus width or breadth, you know. So 2 into length plus width. So length is 5 and width or the breadth here is 3. So you have now 2 times 8, which is going to be 16 centimeters. Yes. So these are other units of length, centimeters, millimeters. So you'll be coming across other questions where now these dimensions of the length are given in either millimeters, those other units that we have talked about in our previous discussions. Yes, so this is centimeters. So here the dimensions are given in centimeters. So you can convert the 16 centimeters into meters. So centi here still stands for 0.01. So 16 times, if you remove C, you replace it by 0.01 over meter. So that is just 16. 16 by 1, you count the number of decimal places, there are 2. Here we have 0, here we have 2. So 2 plus 0 is 2, meaning that the final result should have 2 decimal places. So where should the decimal point be? Here, so that you have 0.16 meters. That is if you wanted to express this perimeter in terms of the SI unit of this quantity. So the SI unit of length is the meter, so you can convert it to meters. We've talked about the prefixes that are used in unit conversions. If you have problems with that again, you can check from our previous videos. You'll be able to see how that can be done with much ease, without any struggle. So we have determined the perimeter of a rectangle whose length is 12 centimeters and the width is 8. So now I'll try and use the formula. So perimeter is given by, the best option is to possibly try and sketch. So if this is perimeter, the interior angles are supposed to be each 90 degrees. So the length is 8, and the width here is 8, and the length is 12 centimeters. So now we have the perimeter is given by 2 into length plus width. So you simply do the substitution. So we have perimeter is 2 into what's our length? 12 centimeters. And what is the width? 8. So this is going to be what? 2 by 12 plus 8 is 20. So 20 by 2, you simply multiply 2 by 2 and then you add the 0. So 2 by 2 is 4, and then we add the 0. So 40 centimeters. So it's the same as, when you had the interpretation that opposite sides are the same. So this side is also 12 centimeters. The other side is also 8 centimeters. So that perimeter is simply 8 plus 12, which is 20 plus 8 is 28 plus 12 is 40. And that's how we arrive at that answer, 40 centimeters, the perimeter. So take note, perimeter is distance all around the figure. So we have another example here. There is a bed that has a length of 3 meters. So this one here should have been the width. So it has a width of 3 meters, and the length here is 8 meters. So what is the length? The length should be longer compared to the breadth of the width. That's why we are changing that. So what is the length of the overlays that will be required to complete the border? So we have, assuming these are the borders, so you try to imagine what could borders be in this case. You see. So we are trying to find the total length, all around this figure, this bit of an application, you see, which is basically the perimeter, you see. So the length is 8, and the width is 3 meters. So basically that is perimeter. That is what we are trying to find. So perimeter again should be given by 2 into length plus width. So our length is 8. So we are substituting L for 8, and width is 3. So if you do this, is 2 by 11, which is going to be 22 meters. So the length of a lace that is required to do this work is supposed to be 22 meters. Now we have our final example, number 5 here. So the length of a rectangular field. So this is a field. Again, the field is rectangular. So you try sketch. If it's a rectangle, you try to draw a figure that looks like a rectangle here. And of course, the special features of a rectangle still holds. So we have all the interior angles 90 degrees each. So we're given the length as 90. And the width we don't know. But perimeter is also given to be 240 meters. So here we'll try and apply the formula. So perimeter is given by 2 into length plus the breadth. So perimeter is what is given. So I'll try and do the substitution into the formula that I've written in the order in which the formula is written. You see? So I start with perimeter. Is the perimeter given? Yes. What is it? 240. So are we given L? Yes. What is it? 90. Are we given breadth or W? No. So I'll just use W there. So one of the ways of solving this is to divide both sides by 2 first, or you can open the bracket. Possibly it's relatively easier to open the bracket first. So we have 240 should be equal to 180. That is 2 by 90. 180 plus 2W. So 180 can move to the other side. So we have 240 minus 180 should be equal to 2 twice W. So 240 minus 180, what should that be? Yeah, so that is 60. So it's equals to 2W. So we need to divide both sides by 2. So 2 cancels 2, and then we have W alone. 60 divided by 2 is 30. So the width is 30 meters. And the length is 90 meters as had been given earlier. So that is all. We have a few questions just to help you with practicing on what we've learned through the lesson. You can always attempt and post the response in the comment section. We'll be able to look at them and give feedback in the due course. Otherwise, that marks the end of the lesson. Until next time, goodbye.